All right, so a question that we get a lot is RVing safe? And it's a little bit of a complicated question, but we're going to address that a little bit today.
We're going to let you guys know what we do to make RVing feel a little bit safer to us. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Steph.
I'm Mike.
We're Life Rerouted. We've been full-time in our camper since 2018 and full-time on the road since 2016.
Being safe in your RV is very important, and maybe a little bit more important is feeling safe, because if you don't feel safe, you're not going to want to RV.
You're not going to enjoy your time, you're not going to feel comfortable or relaxed, you're just going to be stressed out all the time.
So jumping right into this, the first thing that you may want to do is research the place that you want to go.
I research like crazy, and there's tons of different apps and sites that we use. One of the ones we use the most is just Google. Just getting on Google, reading reviews. If we're going to even a gas station, I use satellite images, like to see how easy it's going to be to get in and out of a place.
When we have the camper on.
When we have the
Not just like going to a gas station.
Just casually.
We're going to a gas station, I better research it. She means when we have the camper with us.
I should have specified that. This is with the camper. Valid point, sir. Another resource that we use and have been using a lot recently is RV Trip Wizard. Now that's to help us plan out the trip, but as far as figuring out exactly where to stay and how safe we're gonna feel there, we use RV Life to look up a lot of the campground reviews.
Yeah, they have a lot of reviews for different campgrounds on there. We go off of those, and a combination of those and other online sources helps us decide whether or not to stay at a place.
Now, we generally, if we can't find any reviews or info, or they don't have an updated website or pictures, we might be missing out on things, but we generally skip over that park entirely.
If we don't feel safe in a place or going to a place, if it's not a place that we really care that much to go to, we just don't go. It's not worth the risk for us.
Yeah, it's not worth feeling unsafe and being stressed out that whole time. Another thing we do is we call. We generally always call if we're unsure about anything. We'll call that location if we have a number. And if we can't get a hold of anybody, we're not gonna stay there.
So using online resources, trying to find the most up-to-date pictures, the most up-to-date reviews, and looking at what people are talking about specifically in the reviews will give you a really good idea of whether or not that place is for you. So the most common place for most people, including us, is staying in campgrounds. Steph's a travel nurse, so we usually stay in a place for several weeks at a time. So campgrounds is generally where we stay.
Now, that being said, we stay there for a longer period of time, so we want to really research those. Once I get an assignment, he'll look in the area and say, here's our options, and then narrow it down between those options to say, what are we gonna feel most comfortable at? What's gonna be the best drive to work? Stuff like that. But really, what kind of feel do we get for that campground?
Yeah, you can see online through Google Maps or anything like that what's around the location, so that'll help you decide if not only the campground is good for you, but the neighborhood. Now, we did a video recently on RVing in campgrounds and the community that is in campgrounds, and that is a good thing about campgrounds, is it is a community. We have been in campgrounds the majority of the time that we've been full-time RVing, and that community is fantastic because you have a neighbor, and if you have really good neighbors, you have really good neighbors who watch your camper, and maybe you'll watch their camper. That happened to us in California. We were going on vacation. We were friends with our neighbors, and we asked them to look after our camper for us.
It's really great to reach out to that community that you're with and just say, hey, I'm gonna be gone for a night, or we're gonna be gone this afternoon. You mind just keeping an eye out on this place? RVing is great and such a good community.
So staying in campgrounds, you get that sense of community, but we love to boondock. And usually when we boondock, we don't have a neighbor.
Boondocking, if you're not familiar with it, is usually a free way to stay where you have no hookups. So that could be a parking lot, a friend's house, a service like Harvest Host that we love. But basically it means you're parking your camper generally for a night or two without any hookups.
And boondocking can be a little bit more intimidating.
Definitely. We have friends that have started RVing and they still have never boondocked because it's intimidating. You're parking in the middle of nowhere. You don't have that security of having a neighbor beside you. So it takes a little more research, over researching, baby, for boondocking.
So one of our favorite places to stay is Bass Pro or Cabela's. And one thing that I do when we stay at a place like Bass Pro, Cabela's, or Cracker Barrel, or any place like that, is I call ahead of time. That prevents you from feeling awkward showing up, and it also helps them know that you're going to be there.
You don't want that 2 a.m. knock on your window, be like, hey, campers aren't allowed to stay here. So we always call. There's never been a situation where we've parked in a parking lot overnight without calling ahead, and that's 4 years in. And there are a couple places that, even though it's advertised that they are RV friendly, that we've got no's before. A lot of times with Bass Pro, if they're in like a mall, if it's a part of another store, you can't stay there overnight, even though in general Bass Pros are RV friendly overnight.
Now, we usually show up at those places and stay less than 12 hours. And one thing that we almost always do is we just go ahead and keep it attached to the truck. That helps us with the next morning leaving quickly. And if something were to happen or you get asked to move, you can just get in the truck, put your stabilizer jack up, and you can take off.
So staying hitched up can sometimes really help with that feeling of safety and security. So whether you're staying in a campground or you're boondocking or however you're staying with your camper, those are the ways that we have found are really make us feel safer. Doing a lot of research, calling ahead, making sure you're in a situation where you can leave quickly if you need to. But over the past 4 years, we have purchased some equipment to make us feel even more safe and secure.
And we've talked about some of that stuff previously, but if you guys are new here, we're going to talk a little bit about though, and a little bit of a new thing that we did.
I will say too, we have been full-time in this camper for 4 years, and we are not advocates of buying all the gadgets. Books maybe, or we don't like overbuying, and we will never encourage you guys to overbuy. Do what's best for you to make you feel most comfortable. This is just what we have purchased over the last several years to make us feel more comfortable.
But one thing that we bought when we bought the camper was we bought a hitch lock for the front of the camper.
It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. They make fancier ones out there, but this one has worked fine for 4 years. It basically locks our hitch not only to the truck when we're hauling, but when we're sitting at a spot and the camper's sitting there, it locks the hitch so that nobody can actually just back up to your camper, hitch it up, and pull it away.
Now, it is a cheaper one, and there are more expensive ones out there that give you a little bit more coverage. That's what's worked for us, and I would suggest that you get something like that for your camper.
Whatever's gonna make you feel more comfortable, but definitely I would say buy a hitch lock. One thing that we bought that we really didn't think was gonna be a security thing or something that was really gonna make us feel safer, but it has, was a thin shade for our window on our door. So it's just a little shade that you can pull up and down, and we really bought it just, I guess, comfort-wise. You can let some more light in and you can close it when you don't want it open, but it's kind of acted as a peephole for us. So if somebody comes and knocks on the door, we generally leave it open about 1 inch so we can see out of it. People can't really see into it, but we have that small window right there. If somebody's walking up to our door or just hanging about, we can see them.
So at night you can just turn on your awning lights and see outside, and it makes it really easy for you to see if somebody is outside. Another thing that has gone on the door is an RV lock. RV locks replace the existing lock, and you get this handy dandy little key fob here that will lock your door for you if you need to. We use that all the time when we are leaving. It prevents us from having to carry keys around.
I'm really sorry if I'm laughing. If you heard the beep when he hit the button, Callie, our dog, knows that that means we're like going somewhere or doing something. So she just came out and was like, what are we doing, guys? I heard the RV lock go off.
So these things are fantastic. Some of this stuff will be down below if you guys are interested, but I would highly recommend something like this.
Now, it was 2 years before we bought this, but I love it because if you forget your key, if anything, like beyond just the security part of it, like if you forget your key, or like Mike said, if you need somebody to just come over and check on your camper, you can give them that keypad code, and then you can always change that code afterwards if you don't feel comfortable with that person still knowing the code.
So a few other things that we have added more recently are a waggle device, a waggle temperature monitor you leave inside your camper, and it will send the temperature to your phone, and you can check on that throughout the day.
Now we got that for our dog, Callie. We're obsessed with her,
It's
obviously.
all about
all
Callie.
of this is about Callie, let's be honest. And that's not necessarily to make you feel safer in the camper, but it makes us feel safer with her in the camper by herself. We can monitor her, the temperature and humidity. We can't control anything with it, but we can come home if we know she's not safe.
A couple other things that we just recently added are a couple of security cameras. I bought 2 cameras, one doorbell style camera for the outside of the camper and one security camera for inside the camper. That allows us to remotely look at what's going on with the camper, and it also allows other people that are coming up and dropping off packages to talk to you and let you know what's going on.
The inside camera we may not have needed as much, but again, it's all about Callie.
It allows us to keep an eye on Callie, and it has a 2-way microphone so we can talk to her and she can talk to us, I guess, if she knew how to talk.
Maybe that'll be what she'll learn with this camera.
It's just stuff that we've added that makes us feel a little more safe. The cameras go off of our Wi-Fi, and like I said, we're able to look at that stuff remotely, so if we're gone, we know what's going on inside and outside of our camper. So for us, living in a camper is safe.
4 years, knock on wood, 4 years we've never had any major incidents. There have been a couple nights where we've just been a little uncomfortable, but we've had these things in place to make us feel more comfortable.
The good thing about being in an RV, if you feel uncomfortable, you can move.
Your house moves. So this is our house, this is our home, everything's in it. If there was an incident that we're like, I don't feel comfortable here, it just takes hitching up the truck and pulling out. There's always other options out there, but doing your research ahead of time, looking up reviews, looking up satellite images, even just word of mouth from other people.
So utilize your resources. You don't necessarily need to buy a bunch of stuff to feel safe, but I hope this helped you guys. We hope to see you out on the road enjoying yourself and feeling safe.
If this video helped you out at all, please hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe and follow along with our adventure. We've got a couple big trips coming up that we're really excited about and we're excited to share with you guys. I hope your summer is off to a great start. I guess we're coming to the end.
It is closing a little bit.
Closing.
What are you guys doing at the end of the summer here?
Huh?
I hope you have a few more trips that you're trying to pack in before summer's over. Let us know down below.
And we'll see you guys next time.